Hello, beautiful angels. Welcome to week 3, the power of awareness of these. And you want to catch these lives, I will have a link in the description for you to join my group. All right. So without further ado, let's just hop into the video. And I'm going to start by reading off what she sent me. Okay. So she says, my SP and I met first day of uni this year. We sparked instantly, a one-of-a-kind connection. But because he told me once that he wasn't going to commit to a relationship at the moment, and he was very charming, I started to see him as a player and imagined he was dating a lot of girls. A few weeks after we saw each other in intimacy for the first time, we had a fight and he tried to reach out, but I was so hurt and played hard to get. He started dating a classmate. It is when I discovered the law of assumption, the power of thoughts, and the subconscious mind, I understood that he was just the last one, but this situationship, things became a pattern. And the key element was that I was never felt like the chosen one, never the official girlfriend, etc. Also, I could walk back to how I created this third-party situation. I spent entire days imagining and being scared. Then I began my journey. I tried to listening to only 2 YouTube coaches, Kim Velez and one girl on Create Your Future. I started to focus heavily on my self-concept concerning love and work, and I saw an enormous change in my life. I mean big. Work opportunities or my affirmations being parroted back to me in the craziest way. The technique that seemed to work for me was scripting and listening to self-tape affirmations. I also practiced my power and faith and trying to manifest everyday things, then bigger things. It was almost and kind of always is freaking me out a little bit. I manifested my SP and I working in the same show for 6 months. When that happened, I believed that it was my reality shifting, but I didn't see visible movement. It appears I experienced SP and 3P going stronger every time I encountered them during those last months. And the months kept going. I started to feel guilt and shame. When I would manifest that things appear in my favor, I would always feel guilt. But I hold on to my mental diet. I scripted, tried to preserve my focus. I couldn't help but think about it anyway, so better to use that focus. I persisted, but so far from my viewpoint, it only led me to hot and cold behavior at best. I still know deep down that there's always movement. I know it, but after 9 months, I feel exhausted. I had been doing this for a while and began to feel a bit crazy, to be honest. No one to share experience or share small movement with. It feels like I almost forgot why I started all this. I like this boy and he likes me, and I choose him in the bad cycle and to end the bad cycle of love in my life. I get approached by a ton of guys, but I choose him. So I prayed and I asked God, if it won't happen, why won't you just let it go? Let it go, please. I'm praying for you to take it away. I don't want it, because it started to hurt. And I started to feel like the whole thing was a fraud and that everything else that happened was just a coincidence, because I don't see any big movement after all this time. But then I thought, maybe you just need discipline, someone to guide you to apprehend this thing, because if I'm being honest, this overall situation might have created is loneliness, which is what I was trying to heal in the first place. And in that day, I screamed at God to give me a sign. I decided to block SP and 3P to clear my YouTube algorithm of manifesting videos and to tell everyone to fuck off. I was feeling so bad. And then I stumbled across one of your videos. So she says a bit more after, but so basically with this situation, you guys, it actually honestly ties in perfectly with what I'm talking about with the power of awareness today, okay? Because, and something like really what I want to start off talking about too is revision, because revision is so powerful. Because once we start to get into, I've been doing this for so long, it hasn't worked out for me, I haven't seen much movement, these things are going on, like all of those things kind of they're like thoughts in the back of our head that are kind of opposing what we're affirming for, right? And it can kind of create like a block, right? Like, oh, it's not working for me because of these past incidents. But you guys, listen, when you're manifesting, you want to be completely delusional. And I know that is like, it's honestly a lot to ask, right? But this is the difference, y'all, between getting what you want and not getting what you want. I've been tuning in more in with God and really channeling God and guides and all kinds of things. And I want to share something that he said to me, or it said to me. It said, you cannot seek to be that which you already are. The difference is awareness of being. Okay. So let's talk about that. You cannot seek to be what you already are, right? You can't seek to be in this situation. I'm going to call her Victoria. You can't seek to be in a relationship with this guy if you know that you already are, right? So there's the difference right there. Like either you're seeking him, either you're seeking your manifestation, your SP, whatever it is that you guys are manifesting, or you have it. And what we think the difference between these two things is, well, do I have it in my physical reality or not? That's what's showing me if I've accomplished this or not, right? But in the law of assumption, in manifesting, you are knowing it as an accomplished fact already before it shows itself to you, okay? I didn't even realize, you guys, how much, like they talk about, don't check the 3D, right? Stop looking for proof of what you're manifesting in your life. And the reason why is that you can go about claiming this and claiming this. And before I even continue, Victoria, I just want to tell you that you're doing such a great job. You really are doing such a great job. Like, you're honestly doing everything right. The big thing for you that's going to shift you is understanding that he is yours now. It's not coming. It's not off in the distance. It's not a maybe or whatever. It's a fact now. And the quicker that you accept that fact now is the quicker that you are going to have him in your reality. Okay. All of these other circumstances, you guys, the 3P, even the things that are like blocking us and everything, right? All of these things are a part of the state, which she talks about in her email as well. How to get into the state. Okay. So think about the things that you're thinking and feeling. Everything that you're thinking and feeling now is from the state of wanting, right? It's from the state of, I don't have him. Maybe you think of what will it be like when I have him? Maybe you think of, oh my gosh, is it ever going to end with this person? Or are we ever really going to be together? Is he ever really going to choose me? All of these things are very different from the thoughts and feelings that the person that has their SP is thinking, right? Now, the law of assumption is assuming the state of the person that has what you want. So when you're coming into the state, it's really about, this is my favorite way to come into the state. How would I feel if, right? Or even better, how do I feel now that my SP is mine? And really accepting that reality that, yes, this is mine. Yes, this is happening now. This is what it is. And when you're in that state, you guys, things don't throw you off. It's easier for you to accept that every single thing is a part of the unfolding, because it must be. Why must it be? Because you are God manifested, right? God, this creator that's creating all of these things, that's creating universes, galaxies, all of these things, is also creating through you, okay? Now, you are so powerful that you can also limit yourself. But the more that you let go of that limit, and this is what manifesting and the law of assumption and all of these things, all of this SP stuff, this is what it's leading you to. It's leading you back to yourself. It's leading you back to your power and to choosing your power over what you're seeing in front of you guys. Okay, y'all, literally, like that sentence right there, that's manifestation. You're choosing that what I know to be true, which is my power, what I know to be true, which is God's power, the creator, and he or it is acting through me. That is what I know to be true. I believe that more than I believe in what else I'm seeing. Okay. So now, as far as revision, I have been playing with this for myself, because when you're used to being in a state, right? Abraham Hicks talks about momentum, right? So when you're used to feeling a certain way and you've been feeling that way for so long, for years, months, weeks, whatever, it's easy for you to continue to feel that way, right? So now what has worked for me and what has tremendously helped me, you guys, is revising that I've not only do I have what I want, but I've always had what I wanted. It's always been this way. So for you, Victoria, you've always been in a relationship with you guys. As soon as you guys met, you guys clicked and you guys were together, and that's what it was, right? Now, obviously, when we're saying these things, you guys, it's not something that you need to act like a crazy person and go out and be like, oh my God, yeah, like you don't need to go tell people like, oh yeah, we're in a relationship and we've been together all this time. And they're like, okay, clearly he's with this other girl. Like, what are you talking about? It is about your mental conversation, okay? You talked about how you will hear people parroting back exactly what you're telling yourself, right? So continue immersing yourself, continue to persist. And not only are we together now, but we've always been together. Whatever that little rub right there in the beginning, right? Where you labeled him as a player, right? You labeled him as a player, you labeled him as a guy that's into other girls. So he's acting out that character that you assigned him, right? You assigned him because you are the producer of your movie. You are the star player in your movie. You are everything in this whole movie. You're telling it cut. You're telling it, okay, go. You're telling it, take 5. You're giving the characters, you're giving him his lines, right? Even in this moment now, truthfully, you believe more in the character that you set for him in the first place than in the character that you've been creating for him now, okay? Now, when you revise that though, and you go back and just completely erase that, instead of even take it further, instead of, oh, he did this thing and now, it made me think of him this way, think of the complete opposite. We had a really long heart to heart and I can tell that he really respects women and respects me. And just start to feel, you guys, and this is like, y'all, this stuff, it does make you feel a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I have felt crazy plenty of times. But the thing is, if you're gonna accept a reality that's not in front of you, right, you're gonna look crazy. But if you're not willing to do that, well, then you have to accept what's in front of you. And that's the two options. Either you're gonna give attention and believe in what you're creating that hasn't manifested yet, or you're gonna believe in what is, okay? But what is, you guys, is never a hindrance. Never a hindrance. I was reading Neville Goddard's Power of Awareness, his book, today. The first thing he talks about is changing your face. Don't change the mirror. Don't try and change the guy or change the this or change that or make these people change. It is you accepting that what you want is yours. You are in possession of it, right? So when you try that on, Neville talks about trying on states like trying on a new suit. It will feel weird when you start to tell yourself, okay, how do I feel now that, right? Even maybe even doing a scene or feeling into what is the feeling I would have if he were mine, if he were with me right now, if we were together. What is the feeling? What were my days looking like? What is that? And it might feel a little weird. It might feel like a little out there. It might feel like, well, this is so far from what it is, but it doesn't matter, you guys. Persist, okay? When I manifested my SP, when I manifested my friend, it was 5 years, you guys, of me looking for her. It was 5 years of me looking for her. There was never any hope, okay? There was never any like, oh, little shine of light that, oh, nothing, okay? It didn't matter though, because once I got it into my head that what it has been and what's been going on and what it's been looking like doesn't matter. What matters is what my awareness is on now. What am I aware of being? Who am I aware of being now? That's what's going to create it into my reality, not what all this stuff that's been going on, right? So sometimes it helps to revise that those things never happen. But all of this has to do with your faith, you guys, which is why the past 2 weeks are very important. If you have not seen them, y'all, you need to watch them. The first one is talking about the power within, because when you know your power within, then you can trust in it. When you know that the power within you is the same God that's creating the cosmos, when you think about the small, tiny things that we're trying to create in the scope of what the abilities that the creator actually has to create, you really see why miracles are so possible. Everything and anything is possible for you, right? So once you know that, then you can have faith, right? You can have belief, because your belief is what's really like turbocharging your manifestations, right? Your belief. But then where is your awareness? That's what today is about. Where is your awareness, right? It's not just about what you're doing during the techniques. It's about what you're doing the rest of the day too. What are your mental conversations the rest of the day? What are you doing when you do see them together, or when you do, or even not even when you see them, when you see a couple? Are you looking at the couple and saying, oh, wow, I wish I could have that, or oh, wow, one day I'll have that, or oh, whatever? Or are you looking like, oh my God, they're in love. That's so beautiful. I'm in love too. Me and so are in love too. And I just love that feeling. And you guys, it is absolutely completely delusional. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you it's not delusion, but truthfully, we are all deluding ourselves. We're deluding ourselves all day long until we persist in those things and they become fact. Our assumptions become facts, but they all start off as delusions, right? Even in your email, you say that you feel lonely, you feel basically unwanted, you feel unchosen. But in the next sentence, you say that you're getting all of this attention from guys. So even the feeling of being lonely or feeling unwanted, it's a delusion, right? It's a delusion, because clearly you are wanted, right? And I know you're thinking, well, I'm not wanted by the person that I want to be wanted from. But after this video, I hope that you never think that again. Because why? What we give our awareness to, you guys, what we're giving our attention to, what we're identifying as, it is what is happening. You even can see, Victoria, you can even see how you created the current situation. So you are so powerful that you can create that. You are so powerful that you can create what you want to happen as well. And it's really just coming back to that powerful self again and again and again and again. Now, I want to talk about something else, because this is not really talked about too much in the law of assumption community. All right. And let's talk about when we get to the point of overwhelm. Okay. Let's talk about when we get to the point of fuck the shit. I'm done. I just can't anymore. Right. Please honor yourself, you guys. Please honor your feelings. Like, that is important. That too is a part of the bridge of events. Everything is a part of the bridge of events, obviously, right? But even the parts where you're like, forget it. Like, I'm done trying this. I'm done doing all this stuff. Even that is a part of your unfolding. But honor yourself. I'm so glad that you decided to go ahead and block them, because what's the point? What's the point of looking at them and seeing what they're doing and all of these things like that? All that's doing is swaying you from what you want. All that's doing is basically feeding the part that you don't want. I was listening to a video by Brian Scott, and he was talking about your mind as a garden and how you have weeds and you have flowers in your garden. But what we tend to do, right, is we look in the garden, we see the flowers, we see the weeds, we say, okay, the one that needs my attention is the weeds. Let me go pull up all these weeds so that I can have a beautiful garden full of flowers, right? And we spend so much time pulling up weeds, giving all of our attention, all of our awareness, all of our energy, which is our power, to the weeds, that we don't even water the flowers, and the flowers die. So instead of giving all of your attention to the weeds, the problems, the 3P, the this, the that, what he said one time, give attention to the flowers. And what are those flowers, right? The number one flower that you should be giving attention to is that you are the creator. You are the creator, okay? You are deciding. Yes, God is creating through you, but you are giving it direction. It's almost like Deepak Chopra talks about infinite potentiality, right? Everything exists. Sure, there's a reality where those two just go off and get married and live happily ever after. But there's a reality where you and him do too. There's a reality where he never even met her. You know, there's a reality. All of these things are so possible, but it's just about what are you giving your attention to? What are you giving your awareness to? And that is what's going to bring that experience in. Okay. You cannot seek to be that which you already are. You cannot seek to be. I can't want to be a woman, right? I am a woman. I can't it now let's think about that though, right? Let's say if I wanted to be a woman, I would be searching about what does it take to be a woman? Oh, what will I dress like when I'm a woman? Oh, what is it like? I'm thinking of it, right? I'm thinking of how nice that might be and whatever. But when I'm being a woman, when I'm being the one that just is this, it's natural for me to just be that, right? And that naturalness comes from really assuming that you already are it and then persisting in that fact, you guys. Persisting in that fact. And you guys, it's okay if you don't even feel it at first, right? It's okay if you start assuming it and you're like, oh, but this doesn't feel real to me. I don't really believe that. I don't really feel like, you know, it's really real. I mean, I know that these still things are going on. It doesn't matter, because when you continue to assume, and it really, what I've noticed is, like I said earlier, it starts in your inner conversations. You will start to notice just little things, like I said about looking at a couple or, you know, finding out about some event, right? A person that's in a relationship and a person that wants a relationship has two different thoughts. When your friend comes up and said, oh my God, there's a concert and, you know, me and my guy friend are going to go. Do you want to go? The person that's not in a relationship is thinking, oh my God, I have to go by myself. I'm going to be single again. This is so annoying. When is this going to ever work out for me? But the person that's in the relationship is thinking, oh my God, that sounds like fun. Like I'm so happy that I have somebody I can ask for, right? And again, you guys, I know how crazy it sounds. I know how delusional it sounds. And you can do it however you want. But y'all, let me tell you, this is the quickest way, okay? The quickest way. The quicker, this is something else that God told me. The first time I started speaking to God, he told me that the quicker that you accept that what you're wanting is a fact, it's already here, it's done. The quicker that you accept that is the quicker that you will realize it into your physical experience. The quicker that you realize that he is yours. I don't even know what you're talking about when it comes to this 3P. That's just some girl that he dated one time. She's not even relevant because you guys are so happy and in love. You guys are so happy and in love, and you're just like so amazing. I do want to say, you guys, because I didn't read the bottom part, but Victoria, she ended her message perfectly. She was like, you know what? I'm already seeing myself sending you a message telling you how we're already together and of my success and everything. Live in that, you guys. Live in that. Live in that. Yes, I can already see it, feel it. And the more that you practice, the more it will honestly just be effortless for you. So my advice to you, Victoria, is to remain keeping them blocked, because it doesn't even matter. That will keep you from checking. Okay. When you're checking, anytime, you guys, if you're listening to this, anytime that you're checking the 3D, you are coming out of the state. You have to come out of the state to check and see if it's there yet. Because the moment that you're doing that, you're saying, oh, it's not. Let me see if it is. Like, let me see if it's happened yet, right? And that's taking you out of the state of being it, right? I'm not checking to see if I'm a woman. I'm not like, oh my God, did my boobs come in yet? No, I'm knowing it. I'm knowing that that's what I am, right? It's a big difference, okay? So definitely leave them on block. Continue to, and I really want you to assume that he is yours. Don't assume he's coming. Don't assume one day. Don't even assume, oh, they're going to break up none of that is relevant. None of that is relevant, because the end goal is that you want him to be with you. Of course, all that other stuff, anything that doesn't align with your story is the past. It's not even true anymore. And that's how I want you to see it. Oh, I never see myself as, chosen or the girlfriend type. No, I'm always the girlfriend type. Any guy that comes across me wants me to be his girlfriend, like offer it. Like I'm definitely the chosen one. I'm always chosen. People are always choosing me. It's like I can't get them away from me. Oh, this guy, oh, he's always hitting me up. So-and-so, oh, he just can't wait to be with me. He just is so in love with me. Like, it's just kind of crazy, like how he could just flip all of a sudden, and now he's just so in love with me and obsessed with me. Like, it's amazing. We just love spending time together. We're so happy. And that connection that we had, like, I knew it was something. I knew it was meant to turn into something. You know, like, saturate yourself in that reality. Saturate yourself in that reality. Practice that reality until it becomes true, and it will. It will, in fact, harden into fact. Your assumption will harden into fact, okay? But an assumption is not, oh, well, maybe this thing will happen because I kind of got in my reality and I can create little things here and there and all these other kind of things. No, like, an assumption is, hey, this thing is already true, right? When you call your friend and she doesn't answer and you have a whole story, oh my gosh, she didn't answer. She never answers her phone. I know she secretly doesn't like me. She secretly is doing this. She probably just looked at it and kept, you're making that assumption. Meanwhile, the whole time your friend is asleep, right? But that's an assumption. You're making an assumption with no proof. So there's no need to look for proof. The proof will come and show itself to you. He will cross oceans, climb mountains to find you, because that's what you said is going to happen. Okay. So I want you to keep saying that to yourself. I want you to keep dwelling in that. I want you to keep saturating yourself in that. And I want you to never, ever tell the old story again. That story is old and dead. It's old and dead. What are you talking about? You're not chosen. You're so chosen. You're so chosen. You don't even know what to do. You're so chosen. You're like, oh my God, like I need people to like keep people away from me. Like I just need a time to myself because there's so many people choosing me. People just want to be with me. I don't know what it is. It's just always been like that. Why not? Why not, you guys? There's like, this is such a weird world we live in. Why not tell you something that makes you feel good and that makes you feel uplifted, and knowing that you are creating reality? Why not tell something that's going to create a reality that you will love and enjoy? Okay. So that's what I have for you guys today. I love you guys so much. Absolutely send me your question. If you would like me to answer your question, I can answer it. Send it to the email. I'm going to put my TikTok and YouTube in the description. If you're catching this on YouTube, I'll have my TikTok and my Facebook group where I'm recording this live in the description. And yeah, that's it, you guys. I love you guys. You guys have what you want. Okay. I'm going to say this one last time. You cannot seek to be that which you already are. The difference is the awareness of being it. Okay. I love you. You are already what you desire to be. I'll see you next week.